Hello builders, my name is Aiden, and for the past 4 weeks I've been a part of the Cyberwave Builders program where we got beta tester access to their core platform, their SDKs, and we're sent robots to go ahead and try to bring several use cases to life. In this presentation, you will see the complete deviation from typical workflow automation and moving more towards an embodied experience with a UGV rover. Let's get right to it. To support the Hedon project, I ended up constructing this dashboard, which essentially allows me to connect to the robot, some SSH forwarding here, start the main programming, refresh the state, and display the cards. And then towards the bottom here, we have the logging, and then for configuration, the SSH host, the port, theme configurability, making sure that we have access to the repo and where it lives on the robot, and then the startup that we wanted to use. Right now it's using either Docker only, which does not use the ROS2 workaround for direct stream access, and then the other one, which is my main one, Docker plus ROS, which gives me access to the camera stream more directly. And all of that's going to be more important as you'll see throughout this demonstration. After finishing code changes or whatever, I just do a quick sync. It'll go ahead and copy the absolute bare minimum files required to get this going. But you'll see a bunch of exclusions here. This is a monorepo, so the front end is also included in the Hedon Robotics repo. I know it says Hedon Cyberwave, but it's been renamed to Hedon Robotics, but it is powered by Cyberwave. This will go and get copied into the robot, and then once I'm ready, just go ahead and click build. Once that is ready, we will be able to just go ahead and click start. We should be good to start it, but before I do, I just wanted to show you guys. So Hedon is currently in or on a lazy Susan type situation where I can just mess with the orientation, and you can already tell this is the front and center of the robot. The gimbal is actually panned to the left right now, so I'm going to have the body of the robot facing me while maintaining the off-center positioning of that camera. I'm going to click on start. It'll start that container, which will effectively just raise up the or start up the program and get the model ready. It'll also, yep, there I am. It'll do a calibration, a greeting.
Your robot's main programming is operational.
So in between that and the actual greeting,
Hello,
it is actively trying to make sure that it has all of these ready for us. So once it does the greeting, it is good to go. You can already see it attempting to detect the perceived emotional state. It's able to already recognize the sensor input from the polarity sense. And all of these will be put together to effectively drive the policies that impact the way Hedon will respond. So as long as I'm happy and engaged, it'll probably continue approaching with curiosity, observing, and whatnot. I don't have any true text-to-speech capability on the robot yet beyond the greeting. That is because the core focus has mostly been on making sure that regardless of where I am or the robot's positioning, whatever that is, that it's able to track me. So a lot of the Hedon core programming is all around the perceived human behavior and perceived human state. So if for some reason it detects that I'm angry and it's a prolonged detection, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, or in this case, several ticks, as you can see on the right-hand side, we're going by every few seconds, there's a new tick. So as it collects that data, every tick, if there's a series where I have this prolonged perceived state of anger, it may respond as cautious. Maybe it might back up. Maybe it might, um, remain in the background and not approach. Whereas if I'm happy, if I'm excited, energetic, it might approach me with curiosity. And that was the true intent behind the Hedon program, where it's able to respond um, more more animated than it really should as a UGV rover, um, or I'm sorry, the UGV beast. The UGV beast is very capable of more workforce type loops, autonomous loops, and I wanted to break that. I wanted to go into um, a place or take it to a place where we are able to have it actually respond, not unlike, say, a Ricci, for example, a Ricci Mini, where you're able to have the robot respond to dynamic behavior, and having a robot be able to detect that, we have to take it to a different level where all of that data is aggregated and policies applied so that it understands its next move, and making it so that it's able to determine that dynamically. So um, while Hedon is currently not moving, it is capable of movement. There's a rule in place where if I'm less than 2 meters away, it cannot approach. That's a safety thing to avoid running over hands or running over feet. And then there is an ASR feature uh, currently in development where if I had a mic on me, or a stronger external mic connected to the robot, it would be able to better recognize what I'm saying and be able to pull commands from there. Right now, it's picking up a lot of ambient noise, so its ability to to really pull the commands that have been programmed into it, not fully there, but certainly something to continue developing in the future. The core focus has been this dash, making sure that all of these detections were visible, that the robot's actions were explainable, and that more focus was placed on camera access, the streaming, the detections, and the unique capability of moving the head while stationary. So if I'm pacing around the room or whatever, it can do its best to kind of track me. So I'm gonna try this. Depends on connection, but typically if I move it just enough, you'll see it start moving about. It's a very subtle movement. That's delayed. Yeah, so it picked up the box again. And I'm not fully off center, but I am just a bit. So if I keep moving, it'll keep repositioning itself. Slightly delayed. Yeah, so it really depends on network connectivity, um, the ability for the model to actively detect the face, and then having the core programming pick that up and apply that behavior. So a little delayed, certainly something to continue working on. So there you have it. That's my robotics project. Altogether, the Hedon project leveraged Cyberwave's digital twin platform as its core robotics backbone, using the SDK to connect a physical UGV beast to a live digital twin, publishing joint commands over MQTT to drive the pan tilt head gimbal in real time, as well as the robot's movement when it is not stationary, and being able to leverage the robot's joint schema and sensor capabilities via the Cyberwave API. Huge thank you to the Cyberwave team for having this builder's cohort. It has been extremely fun learning the platform. Looking forward to seeing everything that the platform has to offer in the near future. Thanks, everyone.